Well, folks, let's say that you were in charge of marketing Bud Light, a beer for basically poor white people. How would you market that? Would you market that beer to, let's say, a bunch of millennial idiots who believe that men can become women? Well, if you are the marketing manager, the VP over at Bud Light, you're damn well right you would. Here are the rules. You can violate any rule you want so long as you are a Democrat. That's the way this works. And not only that, you will be subsidized and you will be sponsored if you buy into the radical agenda and if you are a member of the radical hierarchy of the agenda. So, as I've said, the trans man who shot up a Christian school, the narrative had to be in some way, and we'll see when the manifesto inevitably comes out eventually, we'll see that the narrative of quote unquote trans genocide, that it is a genocide against people when you say, no, you are actually a member of your own biological sex. Just spoiler alert, not a genocide. And when you say that often enough, a crazed fringe of people may go and commit acts of violence. So is it good that we have people who are subsidized by America's biggest corporations saying just that? Here's Dylan Mulvaney, a man who pretends that he is a woman, cosplays as a little girl for money, from January, suggesting that if young people don't have face-altering surgery, they might die, that actually it is a life-saving procedure, like a heart transplant or something, to shave down your jaw so you appear somewhat more feminine, although apparently you still have to shave a couple times a day to avoid the 5 o'clock shadow.
I have a flair for the dramatics, but it's so good, right? I'm so happy, and it's still me. It's just a little bit softer of a version. And I just hope that all trans and non-binary people can get the gender-affirming resources that they need, because this is life-changing and sometimes life-saving.
Oh, crazy eyes. And then Dylan Mulvaney and Jeffrey March, together. So this is a quote unquote trans woman and a quote unquote non-binary person, meaning two white men, discussing what it's like to be a woman, which makes perfect sense.
They want to seem perfect. They want to make sense to cis people. Because sometimes when cis people are confused, they can be violent.
Very much so.
Oh.
And so we all feel like, well, I got to make sense. It's got to be in a row. It's got to be a narrative. It's got to have beginning, middle, and end. It's got to whatever. I can't set the movement back. Did you ever feel that way?
Oh my gosh, I felt like I've set the movement back many a time. I was actually non-binary before this experience of being a trans woman. And I felt guilty for then transitioning to
from they, them to
she, they. Yeah, I felt like I was taking power away from being non-binary, and that it really is a gender identity that exists.
Did you ever stop to consider that you showed something beautiful?
You know who stopped to consider this person showed something beautiful? Nike. So, ladies out there who wear Nike gear, when you put on that Nike gear, is this what you look, feel, and act like? Is this, yeah, man. Here we go. This is sponsored athlete Dylan Mulvaney. That is exactly what Dylan Mulvaney acted like when he was just a gay dude. Like, literally, we have tape from him on Ellen doing exactly the same kind of stuff as a gay dude. There's a video of him pretending to be a cheerleader when he was just a gay dude, doing exactly the same kind of stuff. It's just like, this is what women are looking for. Ladies, are you looking for, are you looking for this kind of sports bra to be worn this way? Is that what you're looking for, ladies? Because what's the crowd here? Who are the people who are like, Dylan Mulvaney endorsed it? I'm in. I'm all in. If you own a business the last few years, then they kind of suck. When you had COVID, they probably shut down your business. If they didn't shut down your business, you barely survived. Then you got Biden inflation. Now you're going to get a recession. It's all been great. Well, you could probably use a break. Innovation Refunds can help you out. Innovation Refunds knows the value of your time, which is why they made it easy to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to getrefunds.com, get started in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. The ERC is a payroll tax refund from the United States Treasury Department, applicable to businesses who kept employees on payroll during the pandemic. You could receive up to $26,000 per employee. Innovation Refunds has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC. They might be able to help your business too. No upfront charge. They're not going to get paid until your business gets its refund. Don't miss the opportunity, because the payroll tax refund only available for a limited time. So head on over to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com. Again, this is for businesses that basically overpaid their taxes. Well, now that tax refund is available to you through our friends over at getrefunds.com. Head on over to getrefunds.com and see if you can get that payroll tax refund. It's only available right now. Go to getrefunds.com. It's very difficult to get the amount of fruits and vegetables you need in a healthy diet. It just is. The American Heart Association recommends 4 to 5 servings each of fruits and vegetables every single day. That is a lot of fruits and vegetables. And here's the thing. Fruits Tastes pretty good. Vegetables taste like garbage. I'm very anti-vegetable. And this is one of the reasons I rely upon Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature fruits and veggies are a great way to make sure you're getting essential nutritional ingredients every single day. Their capsules are packed with 100% whole food that you can take at any time. Balance of Nature uses a cold vacuum process that preserves the natural phytonutrients in 16 whole fruits and 15 whole vegetables and encapsulates them for easy consumption. Fruits and veggies are loaded with vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants that are essential for optimal health. They can help boost your immune system, improve digestion, reduce inflammation, lower the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Balance of Nature has actually sent a bunch of product over to our studios. They are kosher, so I've been able to use them. I'm feeling better because of it. Head on over to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Shapiro for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. That's balanceofnature.com. Promo code Shapiro. Get 35% off your first preferred order. Well, as you'll recall, Nike Women is like that. That's an absurd one. Dylan Mulvaney doesn't just have sponsorships from Nike Women. Dylan Mulvaney has a sponsorship from Tampax. I'm not kidding, which I don't even know where Dylan Mulvaney would put the tampon because that person does not, number one, no period. Number two, no vagina. So there are only a certain number of bodily orifices in which Dylan Mulvaney can put a tampon. None of them are the one where ladies put the tampon. So there's that, but has a sponsorship deal nonetheless. And then it was Bud Light, because when you think Bud Light, you know, a cheap, crappy beer for poor white people, then what you probably are thinking is we need a trans woman who was once in Book of Mormon as a gay man to be the face of that. That's what Bud Light. So for all of us who are sort of puzzled about the marketing strategy on that, the good news is that we now have an answer on the marketing strategy. The vice president of Bud Light is a person named Alyssa Heinerscheid, and she was asked about this, and she has an answer as to how the marketing strategy at Bud Light has changed.
I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light, and it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men.
Okay, so in 1941, there was a thinker, conservative thinker named James Burnham, and he wrote a book called The Managerial Revolution. His basic idea was that institutions, businesses, they get taken over by a quote-unquote managerial elite. These are people who are utterly disconnected from the market. They're utterly disconnected from the actual stockholders of the corporation. They're a self-supporting bureaucracy whose main idea is keep yourself in business. And the way you keep yourself in business is by promoting bizarrely insular ideas that are mirrored by the rest of the managerial elite. That's what you're watching right there. This is a person who went to Harvard and Wharton, I believe, is the story with this Alyssa Heinerscheid, trying to market a cheap beer to poor people. And her take is, what we need is trans people marketing beer. This is not a smart person. This is a stupid person. This is a stupid idea. The way that you market a beer to poor people is not by, slapping them in the face about their own lifestyles and values. But apparently it is, because this is the thing. Our corporate bosses have decided that they need to change the audience. The audience is bad. The market is bad. It's made up of bad people who have bad principles. And so it is their job to teach and educate the audience, and then they can sell to the audience that they themselves have educated and changed. It's really insulting, and everybody who feels insulted by Nike and Bud Light for doing this sort of stuff should take their business elsewhere. Okay, we're going to continue now with some of your questions in the mailbag. Plus, I got to get into some of the polling data with regard to President Trump. We'll get into that momentarily. Become a member. Use code Shapiro at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click the link in the description and join us.